Good day, my name is Armand and today we're going to chat a little bit more about shareholders agreements. What is a shareholders agreement? Why do you need it? How does it work? So number one, what is a shareholders agreement? A shareholders agreement is a private agreement between the shareholders of a company in terms of how they regulate their relationship. So a shareholders agreement will normally entail aspects such as when will you be forced to sell your shares? What happens if you pass away? What happens if, for example, you are divorced? If you want to sell your shares, how is the value determined? Who's the other shareholders? How many voting rights do you have? And so forth. So it's very important to know that the shareholders agreement is not a public document, meaning it's not publicized to the public or registered at the CIPC like a memorandum of incorporation. It's a private agreement that has to be agreed upon between all the shareholders in writing, obviously signed and sealed and regulated accordingly. So it's not something that you will put on your website. It's not something that you will submit to a third party like the CIPC or whatever the case may be, as it only regulates the relationship between the shareholders. Now, why do you need it? Well, it's highly recommended that as soon as you are more than one shareholder of an entity, that you acquire a shareholders agreement that's properly drafted in terms of your unique situation and requirements, and also the negotiation between yourself and the fellow shareholders to make sure that there's no additional friction, grey areas, unclear rules or procedures in terms of how to deal with your run-of-the-mill situations. Like, for example, what procedures will you follow if one of the shareholders wants to sell their shares? How will you determine the value? Who has first rights to the shares? Under what circumstances must a shareholder sell his shares, and the like. So it's very important that the shareholders agreement be put in place to make sure that all these terms and conditions are regulated to prevent any further frustration and conflict.